Yo, what's up, team? It's NBA Tuesday, and we got game one of the Eastern Conference Finals tonight between the Cleveland Cavaliers and the New York Knicks. And honestly, the books might have messed up again because I found three props tonight that I think have some serious value. This series is going to be extremely physical. Playoff rotations are tightening up, and that's exactly where we could start finding edges before the books are fully adjusted. If you've been rocking with the channel lately, you already know we've been cashing playoff props consistently, and tonight's slate might honestly be one of the best value spots we've had in a while. All right, quick recap from yesterday before we lock into tonight's card. Play of the day went a perfect 2-0. That was the Spurs plus 6.5. And we also had the Rays money line yesterday. All right. Free plays finished 1-1 with one person that did not play. That was De'Aaron Fox. VIP card went a measly 1-2. So not a great day overall. But the play of the day absolutely carried, and we're looking to keep momentum rolling tonight for game one. And real quick, before we get into these props, if we can get this video to 10 likes, only 10 likes, I'll give out a free bonus pick in tomorrow's video. So smash that like button right now because the playoff grind has been crazy lately. Also, shout out to everybody joining VIP recently. The support has honestly been insane. And don't forget about the Novik promo. You spend $5, you get $50 free just by using code NIGHT10. And then if you go and send me a screenshot to tsk1016@gmail.com, I'll personally hook you guys up with 30 days of VIP access completely free. No joke. 30 full days. NBA playoffs, MLB props, VIP cards, every single day. So absolutely take advantage while it's available. And now let's jump into tonight's first play because this prop honestly feels like one of the sneakiest value spots on the board. And now I already know a lot of people are probably going to scroll right past this prop because Dennis Schroeder isn't one of the superstar names in this series. But this is exactly how you find value during the playoffs. So, everybody wants to bet the stars. The sharp value usually comes from role players. And when I started looking deeper into this matchup, this lineup immediately stood out to me. First off, the movement matters. The line originally opened at 4.5, and it moved up to 5.5. That tells me respected money hit the over early because books don't aggressively move role player props unless they're taking action from the sharp bettors. Second thing I like is his recent usage. Schroeder has quietly become an important scoring spark off Cleveland's bench, and over his last 10 games, he's averaging around 6.6 points despite inconsistent minutes. But when you actually watch the games instead of just box score watching, you notice Cleveland trusts him more in high-energy stretches, especially when he sits. He becomes one of the only guards on the floor that can consistently attack downhill and create his own shot. Now, matchup-wise, this sets up pretty nicely. The Knicks' defensive focus is obviously going to be stopping Mitchell, which naturally opens opportunities for secondary scorers. And New York's second unit has shown vulnerability against quicker guards who penetrate the paint. Schroeder doesn't need high volume to clear this line because he plays aggressively and he's not a passive bench player. Second he checks in, he's looking to score. Another thing I love is playoff rotations. People underestimate how valuable veteran guards become in playoff basketball. Coaches trust the veterans who can handle pressure, control tempo, and avoid mistakes. That's exactly why I'm thinking Schroeder's minutes stay stable tonight, somewhere in that 18 to 22 minute range. If you look, he had a high of 22 there for. He's been staying between 15 to 18 minutes right there. And honestly, if he gets 20 minutes, this line feels too low. He could literally clear this with one transition bucket, a corner three, two aggressive drives. That's all it takes. And if this game stays competitive throughout 4 quarters, I think this prop has some really solid value. Now, before we jump into this next play, comment below your favorite prop for tonight's Eastern Conference Finals matchup. I'll be looking for those. I always check the comments, and sometimes y'all instantly find some crazy value spots yourselves. And don't forget, 10 likes will equal a free bonus pick tomorrow. All right, now this right here might honestly be my favorite prop on the board tonight. Because when you look at this matchup, the minutes, the offensive role, everything lines up perfectly for Mobley. First off, Mobley has quietly been one of Cleveland's most important playoff players recently. Because when you look at the matchup, the minutes and the offensive role, everything lines up perfectly for Mobley. First off, Mobley, over his last 10 games, he's been averaging 17 points per game while consistently playing huge playoff minutes. And playoff minutes are everything for player props. We're talking about a guy playing anywhere from 36 to 42 minutes in competitive games. That kind of volume is massive. Now, the biggest reason I love this prop is New York's defense structure. The Knicks tend to collapse heavily on the perimeter penetration, especially when Mitchell attacks downhill. That opens up easy opportunities for Mobley in pick and roll situations, lob opportunities, dump off passes inside, offensive rebounds, transition baskets. And if you look, Mobley doesn't need to force offense to score. That's what makes this prop so attractive. He's one of the most efficient scorers on Cleveland because most of the points come near the basket. He can get to 15 points without even taking double-digit shots. And another huge thing I noticed recently is Cleveland actively is looking for Mobley early in the games. That matters a lot. When teams intentionally establish a player offensively in the first quarter, it usually means coaching staff sees a matchup advantage. Against New York's front court, Mobley's athleticism becomes a serious problem for them because he's faster than traditional bigs and longer than most forwards defending him. The free throw upside is also important here. In playoff basketball, aggressive bigs tend to generate more fouls around the rim, and Mobley has been attacking with confidence lately instead of settling offensively. If this game does stay competitive, I honestly think Mobley will finish somewhere around 18 to 22 points tonight. This line feels short considering the role and the matchup. All right, this next pick is probably my favorite overall value prop tonight. And we are going with Mikal Bridges over 18.5 PRA. And in playoff basketball, this flexibility is extremely valuable because even if Bridges isn't shooting well, he can still cash this through rebounds and assists. Now, lately, Bridges has been doing a little bit of everything. If If you look at this, he's been scoring, rebounds, assists, points and rebounds, points and rebounds, points and assists, points and rebounds and assists. And that's the first thing I look at in the postseason props, minutes, because opportunities are going to follow these minutes. Bridges is basically locked in. Let's take a look at his minutes. Look at that, 37, 36, 28. And in competitive playoff games, this is elite volume for any PRA prop. Now, let's talk matchup. Cleveland's defense is extremely aggressive on primary ball handlers, which means secondary creators become very important offensively. That benefits Bridges a lot. If Cleveland traps Brunson or sends help aggressively, Bridges becomes one of the main connectors offensively, which creates extra assist opportunities. But what really makes me love this prop is the rebounding trend. His rebounding numbers have quietly increased lately because playoff basketball creates longer possessions, missed shots, and more opportunities for wings to crash the glass. And Bridges has been extremely active lately on both ends. He also is one of those players that rarely comes off the floor because of his conditioning and defensive versatility. That's huge for PRA props. The more time on the floor, the easier it becomes to accidentally stumble into stats. All right, you look up midway through the third quarter, and suddenly he already has 11 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. Now you're basically one bucket away from cashing. That's why I love targeting versatile wings in playoff PRA markets. And honestly, asking for only 19 combined stats from Bridges, considering his workload, feels extremely reasonable tonight. All right. So those are my favorite props for Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, comment your favorite prop below. And I'll give you a take a look here. We got Dennis Schroeder over 5.5 points, Evan Mobley over 14.5 points, Mikal Bridges over 18.5 points, and I'm taking this on Novig. And also, guys, remember, if this video hits 10 likes, I'm dropping a free bonus pick tomorrow. And don't forget, make sure you guys sign up for Novig using code NIGHT10 and send me a screenshot to tsk1016@gmail.com. And I'll personally hook you guys up with 30 days of VIP access completely free. I appreciate all the support lately, and let's cash these plays tonight.